number. You'll get on the streets. Yeah.
So
Then accept it.
a little off.
A little
We're
off.
rusty. It's been a
That's
month.
fine. Yeah, but this girl, she was kind of fucking crazy, and she was like, "Hey, you want me to make you a drink?" And I was legit like, "Can I watch you?"
You, did, you didn't fucking trust it.
I did like a little sip, like watch her drink hers. I'm like,
Like, so actually, yours tastes a little bit better. Switch me,
yeah, yeah,
fucker.
yeah. It's a little weird.
That's wild, dude. So I went to my first part of my. I didn't really like set it as a thing. It kind of just happened on accident. I told you I started getting into like EDM music and like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just started finding it found a home, in my ear.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, this is pretty good. So I just started like kind of going down that rabbit hole, trying to figure out what I was into. That's the hardest fucking part of getting into EDM
Mm-hmm.
is you hear a song and you're like, oh, I like that. What's that called? And it's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
it's all EDM, but it's like, that's trap,
Yeah, three.
funk, fucking scoop diddy do. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, okay, well maybe I like that. And then you go listen to some other shit and you're like, that's horrible. What?
Three subgenres down.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a long journey to even figure out what the fuck I'm into. To try to narrow it down to find more things that I would like, because I just kept bumping into a bunch of shit that was like, this is a little too much. This is not cool.
Yeah, I honestly hate like genres. It's good as a listener so you can kind of do exactly as you're saying, like try to find your thing.
Yeah. How do you search for something that you have to like describe by like?
But I hate like nowadays especially I don't really like talking about music with people who are or with like a stranger because the first thing that they want to ask is like, "Oh, what genre?"
Yeah, they want to put it in a box.
I'm like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I never really figured it out because it's like I would have to do I'd have to be like it's like jazz influence psychedelic alternative rock trip hop, like I don't know, it just goes and there's so many like back in the day there was like straight rock, right? And then there was like metal, which at first was like, Twisted Sister or something.
Yeah,
right?
like our parents, their rebellious stage from their parents listening to fucking Beethoven.
Mm-hmm.
They listened to Led Zeppelin and it was like, Jesus, that's like devil music.
Right, yeah. And then it's just
And then you got like Trivium now, and it's like from that was
right.
high school time frame was like, Jesus Christ, that shit like make your ears bleed.
Yeah, each genre, whether it's like, there's like the main like rock, rap, hip hop, R&B, and then within each of those is like a tree of like 50 subgenres.
Yeah.
It's just like it's so impossible to navigate, and it's the its purpose is essentially for marketing, And,
Yeah, I'd
and
agree with
so-
that.
and
well,
so
and
that-
and letting the listener
right, so audience
try to find what they want to pay money to go see.
Mm-hmm.
That's where. Yeah, so I went to this first show finally. Met a buddy when I was working at the plant. I ran into a guy. He came when you're an intern out there. You go through all of the main shops to get like a month in each one, so that when you come up for a apprenticeship, you can kind of like, I'd like to be a mechanic or I'd like to be electrical. So you kind of know, you know what I mean, what your interests are.
Yeah.
And they try to align that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like
That's
the
cool.
military. They're gonna put you where they need you,
Where you think you'll succeed?
or just where they fucking need numbers.
I'm sure.
If it's like I only interested in electrical, yeah, well you're gonna be a mechanic. Okay, I'll take it. So he was in his rotation, and I met him then. I hadn't talked to him for fucking years, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just kind of bumped back into him when I was out there for outage and was shooting the shit with him, and saw like his Facebook stuff, and he'd be like dancing to EDM music and shit on like his stories on Facebook. I'm like, oh dude, this fucking guy probably knows what's up. So I started asking him about it, and he was like, dude, Woolie's coming to town at the end of outage. Like, let's do that. I'm like, fuck it. I don't know what that is, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
So then I started listening to it and realized like this was not the EDM that I was into at all, dude.
Right. Yeah.
I like a more like house is the overall
Mhm.
subgenre in there, but then they have like techno house, like tech house. That's
Mhm.
kind of like where most of my stuff is like, all right, it's chill, it's not like super crazy, but the beat's good, you're moving to it, but you don't need to be up like dancing to it. You know what I mean? It's not that high energy, but every once in a while you get a good drop and a good DJ lead in with all kinds of cool shit and you're like, dude, that was badass.
What are you doing when you listen to this?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the setting that you're listening to EDM mostly? That preferably driving around? Are you sitting at home?
I'll do a
As
drive
soon as I leave here.
I do jam out in this room sometimes too.
Oh yeah.
I'll put it on the TV or something on YouTube. I'll find a mix and do it. But during outage, like when I was actually like trying to like, all right, wow, this shit's cool. I'm like really getting into this, and I was working nights, so my only day off on the week, I can't switch back to a day shift just because my family is, and then try to switch back to nights the next day. It doesn't work like that. You just got to stay on nights. So everybody goes to sleep at 9. I wake up at 6 p.m. They're asleep at 9 p.m. What the fuck am I going to do until 5 in the morning when everybody starts getting up again? I just start, dude, I would play Diablo. I had like these head like work headphones with the microphone and shit, and I'd put those on and connect them Bluetooth to my computer, and I'd put Diablo and like take its music all the way down, fade it down, and then just be bumping the shit out of something crazy.
Dude, that's such a
High
vibe.
energy, dude, and I just fucking getting after it on the computer all night.
Fuck.
Somebody would like walk in and like tap my shoulder. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? Why are you sleeping?
I feel like a meth head might be concerned about you.
Yeah, dude, it
They'd be
was
like, I'm freaking out, but this guy is on Diablo for like a while.
yeah,
That game came out years ago.
dude. Yeah, that's true. That's a whole nother deal.
Do you ever find moments? Have you ever had a moment where you're listening to EDM and you start fucking
It's involuntary.
busting a
sometimes.
private groove?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, dude, so remember I was telling you I had to go do that sleep study thing for the sleep apnea,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, well, I want to make sure I know I fucking have it, but I don't want to hit like a lucky night. The one night you're gonna relevate my whole
Mm-hmm.
issue to come sleep in our place for one night and let's see if you really have it. That's dumb as fuck, dude. What if I just have a good night? Because there's some nights Tiffany won't wake me up and say I was snoring and I was
Right.
fine. And then there's some nights where she wakes me up 5 times and like, dude, please. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want that to be a factor, right? So they always say like, well, if you drink a little bit,
Oh,
it gets
yeah,
way
sure.
worse. So I had like 5 or 6 twisted teas. And then on like the second or third twisted tea, and I'm in there jamming. Nobody was home, so I just fucking blasting it in the house, fucking around, and you start drinking. Then you're like, well, I also got some of that 2CB. That'd probably be fun. Added some of that shit in. On the 2CB, it just enhances like all of the sounds. So dude, you can't not move around. You're like, yeah, this is fucking.
Yeah,
You're just getting after it.
I love it.
Yeah, but that's a thing too. So I went, bought a ticket. He was like, hey, those Woolly tickets just went on sale. Like, if you don't get them in like 10 minutes, they're going to be sold out. I'm like, oh, shit. So I got on there fast, ordered it, and just went the other night. So from out, that was like three months ago that I bought this ticket.
Mm. Oh, cool.
So he's into the much heavier, like, dubstep, Woolly, Excision, Crank That is like another one. There's a few big DJs that are in that scene.
Yeah, I'm wildly unfamiliar.
Yeah, you're wildly unfamiliar with like most anything I've ever heard of. So I'm getting used to it, but I'll throw them out there just in case anybody else hears it and like, oh, I like that one.
Totally. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. So I bought the ticket, and then I start listening to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, dude, this is not what I would listen to. This is like at best, this is like ear bleed. You're gonna hit a massive set in the gym or some shit, and you just need the extra pump up to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would reserve that for. So, so I started like really looking at the shit that I bought a ticket for, and I was like, dude, I just told him like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to have a good time, but just between you and me, like this is not the shit I normally listen to. Which is cool because he listens to like everything. He's like, whoa, what do you listen to? I'm like, oh, house and like techno and like the mix between the two, some heavy bass stuff and like front room. Dude, they got some wild shit out there, like back
Yeah.
room,
Right.
porch. Like, where are we going? So there's all that shit. But I told him, he's like, oh, dude, I like all that stuff too. I'll go to those. And I was like, all right, cool. He's like, but we already bought the shit for this one, so we're going. I'm like, all right. I had the best motherfucking time that I
Yeah.
think I've ever had, dude.
Fuck yeah.
So after doing MDMA and knowing what that's like, and then knowing like rave culture is surrounded by all of that,
Mm-hmm.
mushrooms, LSD,
Music amplifying
anything,
drugs.
right? That
Yeah.
that does that. I'm. It's 8 p.m., dude, and we cruise into this place. 8 to 2 in the morning is the show time. We ended up cruising in like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I'm like already just looking around at people, and I'm like, bro, these people are fucking gacked the fuck out
Yeah.
already.
Mm-hmm.
Gonzos.
Yeah.
It was my first one, so I was like, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'll have a couple drinks or whatever, and like just feel it out. But I'm not trying to go in and hammer down, not even knowing what to experience, or what to expect in the experience. But I'm just walking through the crowd. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, everybody's just ripped, which was fucking cool, because when I read about all this stuff on Reddit and shit, and everybody's like, how do you guys like have a good time if you're like self-conscious or don't want to be the one like dancing or doing too much, and like,
Drugs.
and everybody says that usually,
Right.
but then other people are like, I don't recommend that, like if you don't know yourself in the environment, just
Right.
but realize that 80% of people are on the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think they even fucking know you're there?
Right.
Because they don't.
Yeah, they're in a different universe.
So I'm like, oh, that's an interesting perspective. And then when I started just walking through the crowd, I'm like, oh shit, dude. Nobody cares about anything but what their body is doing. And that's it. There was no fucking fights. There was no bullshit.
Yeah.
I went to that John Party concert. It's like a country one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a fucking nightmare. I had to take a piss real bad. But we got there early. So we were all the way up at stage right there in the mix, dude. Cruise all the way back out, try to take a piss, and I'm trying to come back. Dude, it was like getting in fights with people to get back to my spot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, hey, I'm just saying, excuse me. My wife, our whole crew is up like right fucking there. And he's like, yeah, that's what everybody's been fucking saying. It's all right there.
Everybody's wife's right there.
Yeah. So that pissed me off.
It's a sea of male insecurity.
Dude, yeah, it was horrible, dude. But this was like a whole other deal. It was like people, oh, excuse me. They would bump you on accident. Like, I am so sorry. They would turn around.
Yeah.
All the pathogens that everyone took in there, dude.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Or you'll be walking by and there's, dude, you're sweating your ass off. It's fucking August. It's nighttime, but it's still 95 degrees out.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's sweating their ass off, and they got those big ass fans, that collapse down.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like trains of people, all their group trying to get to the restroom, come back, move through the thing, trying to find somebody who's fucking yoked out of their mind. And everybody's moving around. It's like people see people that are hot, and they're just like, boom, they start fanning them going by, and they're like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah.
It was like a whole new deal.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was respectful. Fucking nutty.
Yeah.
Especially in a place where I think every female took it as an open invitation to go naked.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
wear your favorite thong if you want, and then just put stickers on your nipples and come over.
How feminist are you?
So I was like sitting here like, dude, this would sketch me out as a dude coming with his significant other,
Uh-huh.
because you'd feel a little like you had to get in that protection role of like somebody's going to take a swipe or try to grab your ass while you're jumping around or whatever.
Right.
And like zero of it was like that. And then
Yeah.
talking to this dude that goes to every show he can, like
Yeah.
10 or 15 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, dude. He's like, it's not like that. If someone sees that, you will have about 8 people that are all drugged out beating the fuck out of you,
Mm-hmm.
because that ain't cool.
Get
Everybody's
shut
here to
down.
have a good time. And if you ruin somebody's good time, you're getting your ass whooped.
Yeah, you gotta protect that culture.
It's
You know?
fucking awesome, dude.
It's really interesting that just the cultures that pop up around music genres,
Yeah.
just any music genre,
Like
has a
different.
kind of person
Yeah.
that goes to it.
Yeah. That is interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense. As long as you're not trying to create your image around a thing. if you're actually assimilating to
Yeah.
this is me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is cool. Like if you go to a reggae place, like you know who you're gonna find at that one.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
And it starts to make some sense of like the some of this like woke movement stuff, because I'd been in a lot of rooms with people just like as you're describing, and that's the large majority of their life is spent around people who are super friendly and trying to preserve that atmosphere,
Yeah,
but then trying to make the world like that too. But it's like
it
it's a
becomes a
little bit more
problem.
complicated. Yeah, it
You're
exists really.
inviting people.
Hmm.
I started seeing a lot of that shit on Reddit. The people were talking about like the plur, the peace, love, unity, and respect. That's like the EDM show movement thing, like
I
that's
love that.
and the Burning Man from back in the day,
Yeah.
Woodstock, like all that historically, like this is the best. LSD just came out. Everybody's on it. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's loving everything.
Yeah.
No one wants to fight. It's
Hmm.
just, anti-war, fucking the whole deal, right?
Yeah.
And all of that gravitated around this kind of music. And now you're starting to see people saying like, man, I went to this shit. Because DJs are trying to get money. They're trying to do their thing, but also, have a good living off of it. So they're playing a lot of like smaller nightclubs and shit like that. And they're just, they said it's really attracting like the more frat boy, get drunk energy
Yeah.
and not what everybody else is used to. So I had seen some stuff like that and was worried, like, man, I fucking hope it's not right when I get into the scene of what I like about it is going to start disappearing. But I was pleasantly surprised at this show, anyways. And he said, my buddy said that that's kind of how it is. Like, if you go to a big show, you can expect like the more hardcore people that are into it to be the majority.
Yeah.
But he said house music in particular, because people do remixes, a lot of softer remixes of already good hip hop songs that are very well known. It draws in the attention from people that know these songs but are not part of the community.
Hmm.
So they'll go to these shows and you'll start getting shit like that, where the people are just assholes and they're trying to fight people and they're drunk instead of on something else that makes them friendly and nice. So we'll see. But I went to that one because Tiffany was like, I don't know, that's like a lot of people. And don't really. She's like, you go test it out. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll go. It was like an hour in and I was texting, I'm like, you're fucking coming to the next one. This is awesome, dude.
That's so cool, man.
And I was like asking him, like, there was a lot of, I texted him thank you. And I was like, dude, it was really like liberating. Like,
So hold on, paint the picture for me, because you walk in there and you have these like expectations of like, I don't really know what it's gonna be like, but walk me through getting there. Where was it?
It was in the Rawhide something center in Tempe.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
It's like
Actually, I think I do.
it's over there by like Wild Horse Pass and
Yeah,
like, all
yeah.
that shit. But it's kind of off by itself, and it
Right.
was like a fenced in area, and you enter into like a hangar bay almost.
Cool.
And I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And he's like, the last time they did it in the hangar, but it was a much smaller show, so they could fit everyone in the hangar. This one was too big. So they did the stage and everything outside.
Mm-hmm.
And the hangar was just like the medical tent, security, and then the check-in process, right? You're like going through all the lines to like show your ticket and metal detectors and all the bullshit.
Right.
So we're going in there, and there's already people that you could tell are like fucking amped up. Like they're dancing in line, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna stand here like a weirdo. Like I don't have any idea what's going on, so I'm gonna act normal. But if you know anything about energy, you know I'm weirded out right now and don't know what to do with my fucking hands. And I'm like, so we get all through the shit, and we get in there, and I'm asking the guy like, all right, like, we're in here. What do we do now? And he's like, oh, there's like water fill stations over here. Go fill your Camelback and like.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, right? Getting a lay of the land. There's like porta potty world over here and the vendors and all the shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, damn, what was your question? Where was I going?
I just want you to walk me through that. At what point did you feel disarmed?
Oh, when I just started noticing that nobody gave a fuck about you.
When you started noticing everybody was on drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the shit.
People are fucking twirling lights.
Dude, and the guy that I was with is like, he's super into it. Super the opposite. Super secure about everything. Doesn't give a fuck. He's there to have a good time. He doesn't care what you think about him. And that's the energy I need to be surrounded by in order to like allow that to come out of myself. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I see him getting there, and he's like, he meets up with a couple friends that he knew were gonna be there, and we meet them. They're all fucking blasted. I'm like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, we just found like a spot, and he's like, we'll just like look at where this is in relation to the tents. We'll call this like this is where we're gonna be. So if
Cool.
anybody leaves and stuff, and we get split up, just know somebody's gonna be back here, or we'll eventually all meet back in this general area. So that was cool. It was really helpful going with somebody that goes to a lot of shows because he
Yeah.
can kind of give you the rundown of what to do, what not to do, what to bring.
Right.
He's pulling out all these fucking gadgets and shit of like
Uh-huh.
put these on. They were like light refracting glasses,
Yeah.
and I put them on. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like it was like the heaviest dose of acid you ever done in your life,
Yeah.
but you just have to put these glasses on.
Yeah.
When I first put them on, I was like, dude, that's too much, and I gave it back to him. I was like dizzy.
Oh shit.
And then like halfway through the night, he's like, "You want him back?" I was like, "I'll try him out again." I put him on. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is the shit." I wore him for the rest of the night,
Fuck
dude.
yeah.
Like 4 hours.
I imagine there was like a laser light show kind of.
It was fucking nuts, dude.
That's cool.
So that was, yeah, like more heavy dubstep, but it was really fucking cool because there was a few different artists that would mix in other popular songs that I knew. Because that's the problem, right? It's hard to get into something when you're like, everybody's yelling the lyrics and singing the shit and like getting all hyped and in the mood. You're like, I don't know this one.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard this before in my life. I'm just kind of doing it. So that went away fairly quickly because there was other DJs would come in. Each one would do like an hour and a half set and then roll it to the next guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was awesome, dude. It was like super cool. So
There's something interesting with music too. Like, I remember being in high school and I was like listening to metal at the time. That was pretty much all I listened to. And so I went to what was it? Ozfest. And there's a bunch of bands that like I know of, but I don't like them. But then I'm walking by and I hear them play. And I'm like, actually, it sounds kind of cool.
do you think it's environmentally based?
Yeah, I think.
Because I did not like that music in my headphones. But I got there and the energy and everybody's getting down. You're just like, dude, this is fucking cool.
And I don't know about like that particular scenario because I don't know what that environment's like with like the DJ and stuff. But most like performers do better live. They're just better. They got the adrenaline going.
Okay.
They're fucking interacting with the crowd.
Yeah.
Like they're actually better at performing than they do on like in a studio setting.
Yeah, that's a piece of it. You see that in comedy too, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I watch like a Netflix special of someone's comedy, stand-up comedy, and I'm like, I could tell you're funny, but this shit is like, it feels forced to me.
Right.
All stand-up in general. I'm hard to get into like a laughing mood from someone who's a comedian. That's just
Yeah.
who I am. But if I watch them on like the short videos and stuff, like Instagram Reels and stuff like that, where they're doing crowd work and they're fucking with people
Mm-hmm.
and they're witty and they're just doing it right then, I'm laughing my ass off that whole time.
Yeah.
You can't get that from a Netflix special. You can only get that if you were to go to a show.
Yeah, there's something about being in the proper environment that like puts you in the headspace of like, oh, I'm here to like laugh.
Yeah.
So you're kind of primed and ready for that. But also, yeah, music is very environment based. Like if you go to buy shoes, they're playing the music that works for getting you pumped
For shoe buying.
to buy shoes, you know? And then like maybe if you're like in the woods, there's something different that you
Oh, yeah.
like to listen to
Some a little mellow with like the whistling noises and
then there's I like to think that there's music that's made for listening to in headphones. Like it's a little bit more insular, like introspective. And
Or
then
just
EDM is like that's for
yeah, it kind of is.
a crowd of people.
I didn't know until you know, and then you go to
Right.
one. And
So
you're
then
like,
when
"Oh,
you're in the
fuck."
proper environment, it's like all of a sudden something clicks.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I was telling Tiffany. I'm
really
like, you're gonna go to this next one. she's very selective on the EDM stuff. Like I'll find like 10 that I like, and she'll be like, 2 of those were good. All right. So she's much more selective, and she's easily like overstimulated. Like just like that's fucking a lot. Like, can we next one?
I'm kind of the same.
So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, next. So I'm a little nervous with this one because it's the same type of music.
But when she gets there, it's going to be the same thing.
That's
She's
what I
gonna
said.
be in the atmosphere.
I'm like, dude, if you don't like it, I totally understand. We'll stick it out for the one, and then we'll find something that's more your speed. But the experience,
Yeah.
And what was really freeing about it, because I was asking, like, dude, like, I don't go to this shit, but everybody's dressed up in weird stuff. I don't want to go in cargo shorts and my fucking black t-shirt that I wear every day.
Same. I noticed that on the podcast.
I'll stand out in the show because I didn't stand out in public on the way there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe if you had like those colored beads in your beard
Anything.
or something. Yeah.
So I was like, what do I wear? And he's like, literally whatever you feel like that day.
Even if that's nothing.
And I was like, I don't understand.
Yeah, there's no standard.
I've never felt clothes before. I've never felt today is the shark button-up shirt. Like, I've never felt that.
You have that?
No, I just meant like just picked a random shit. So I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. And he's like, just fucking whatever you want. And I'm like, well, what are you wearing? And he's like, I wear a tank top because it's fucking hot. But he's like, I have my like, they're like pants. Remember parachute pants from back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
They're like that, but they like reflect light. So anytime any cool light hits him, it's like a fucking light show on his pants.
Iridescent pants.
Oh, dude, they were cool.
That sounds
like,
awesome.
Oh, that's fucking dope. And he's like, yeah. And then like I pull them up like halfway, like they're capris. And about 8 minutes after I get there, I just take my shirt off anyways because it's fucking hot. So that's what I wear. These pants. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just going to try. All this stuff is incrementally inching towards more freedom of my mind to just be
expression,
whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, express it, how you feel it, and whatever. So we were going to do like a funny video when we were in Missouri doing all the work on the land. And so I went and bought like a flannel, like a red lumberjack flannel, and I cut the sleeves off.
Perfect.
And I was like, fuck, I didn't even wear it up there. Like, I'll just wear it to this. So I was like, what else would make me look like a lumberjack? So I like pulled up a picture of a lumberjack. I'm like, all right, gray beanie, okay. I went and got a gray beanie from the store, the lumberjack shirt,
mm-hmm.
and I was like, it's hot, so I'm not going to wear jeans, but that's typically what they wear. So I just took an old pair of jeans, cut them off at the fucking knees. So I'm wearing jorts out there in jean shorts with a cut-off shirt. And I went to the Halloween store that like just opened up the day before, and I bought like a rubber axe. Mm-hmm. And like zip tied it to my pants on the side. I'm like, boom, done, fuck it. And then wore just like combat boots basically.
Fuck yeah.
Like, this is fucking ridiculous. But there was something about knowing that you're going to a show, because we were picking up this dude's dad. He takes his dad to some of these shows.
That's awesome.
His dad's like late 50s, I think. And so he's like, we're going to pick him up at Panda Express, and then we'll eat, and then we'll go there. I'm like, all right. So we're all sitting in those like reflective lumberjack fucking ridiculous shit in Panda Express, sitting down eating. And I'm thinking, like, normally I would be like super self-conscious, fucking embarrassed, like, just, what am I doing? I wouldn't get out of the car like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for some reason, knowing that it was for a purpose, it gave you this like, fuck you guys. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It was a weird, I don't know, dude. I don't even know how to describe it, but it felt like, fuck you. This is okay for me to do. What do you care?
There's something different. Like when someone is dressing literally to grab the attention of other people, that feels a little cringy.
Yeah. Like if you did it for no reason.
But if you do it, just because it sounds fun for you, genuinely, and it has nothing to do with another person's perception of you, then that's a lot more comfortable. It
was so weird, dude. But it was just one more notch in the belt towards fucking freedom.
Nice. Next podcast, you're going to be in a zoot suit. Just really exploring yourself. I think that fashion is really really interesting. I love self-expression whenever I see it. You know, someone really like doing their own thing, just experimenting. You know.
I guess my thing is always like when new fads come up of like, oh, that's the new
Right.
that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It's fucking not. Like goth. Like, oh shit, that's a little out there.
Yeah.
And then you look around, you're like, oh wait, the whole school's goth now. Well, there goes that.
Yeah, that is weird. It's especially like in high school. I remember it was just like, by the way, the emo phase just came and went. Like, I feel like overnight it was just gone.
It's
But there was
coming back,
such a
dude.
thing.
You don't notice shit that's
Oh,
coming
it'll
back
come
until you
back.
have kids.
Sure, yeah.
Kenzie's in there asking for all kinds of clothes from Tiffany. Hey, uh,
Can I get a studded belt?
did you guys ever wear these? And she's like, yeah. Do you have any left? Like, no, Kenzie, I didn't keep clothes from fucking high school.
You know you're
But
old when
all the shit is coming back in.
your kids want your vintage clothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, the fucking Jinko, like, oversized jeans, the
Uh-huh.
low, like, for women, like, the low rise. I think that's just, like, when the waist is really close to the crotch. There's, like, not much material between the two.
Mhm.
Because it was high-waisted pants for, like, the last few years,
Yeah.
which I'm so glad are gone. Like, I thought that was just a thing for, like, fat people to hide their fupas and stuff in. Honestly. Like, well, America's huge now, so I get it. You want, like, look, it's all the rage. No, everyone's fat, and they're all trying to do the same shit. And I just shove it in here. Nobody
Yeah.
knows. Um. Anyway, so that's finally going away. So I'm like, cool, fuck yeah. But, like, Jinko shit is coming back, and then Kenzie started talking about the smoky eye, like, the real dark makeup in the eye.
Mhm.
And she was messing around with that, and I'm like, fucking, this is 90s and 2000s swinging back in hard.
It's weird how high school kind of is where a lot of pop culture lives and is born.
Young, impressionable people.
Those are the people who are interested in carrying the trends and being on top of what's new,
Yeah.
and then that permeates from there. It's so
Yeah.
strange, but it is a thing that's like, as a kid, it's like it feels like, oh, it's so important to be an individual. Everybody wants to. You're young and you want to know yourself, and you want to like represent the fact that you know yourself by being like unique in some way. So you look at the people who seem like they're being kind of unique, and you just do what they're doing,
Yeah.
and then don't see the irony and like
Yeah.
that's not a unique thing.
Yeah. It's a weird middle ground of, like, I'm coming into my own, so I
Mhm.
want to do my own, but I also don't want to get made fun of because I have no self-worth yet, because you're not worth anything in high school. Like, you haven't done anything, you don't have
Mhm.
any money, like, there's nothing to base it off of, you know what I mean? At least that was my reality of, like, struggling with, like, I don't have anything to give, I don't have any money, I'm not, like, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So the only things that you can really place your value on are things that you do, like, oh, well, I'm a sports guy, what do they do? Oh, they do this, okay, I'm doing that. You
Right.
kind of fall into your whatever identity.
Yeah.
But it is funny because you are always searching for, like, is that my thing or is that not? But you end up doing something that's probably not your thing.
Yeah, and like I had a really hard time with that when I was young. I didn't know what we talked about this before, but I just really didn't know what my thing was. And then I got into music, and I'm like, oh, music's my thing. And then I liked metal, so then I really kind of attached to that culture
Yeah.
of metal because it made you feel like you were a part of something, like it made you feel like you had some kind of an identity.
Well, and everybody likes that. Everybody wants to be in a place where other like-minded people are being.
Yeah, but then I reached a point where it's like, um, of self honesty, even if I don't think I framed it in that way, but I just realized one day I'm like, oh, I don't only have to listen to metal. I don't have to be a metal person,
Yeah.
you know?
That's the
Can listen to other
real
things.
thin line when people make it the identity. Like,
Yeah.
well, this is what I'm into. I'm all in on it. I know everything about it. I'm gonna tell everybody that I know everything about it.
Mhm.
And when you go overboard with that, it's just like you're trying too hard. Like,
Yeah.
just like what you like, but you don't
Yeah.
gotta shove it in my face. It's like the gay shit nowadays. It's just love me being gay. I don't have to love you for anything. You can love that, and I love that for you.
I know.
Just leave me alone. Like, I don't need it in my face.
It's probably exciting, you know. They spent their life hiding who they were, and now it's like the whiplash of.
But now everyone's fucking gay. It's like a
Don't you
attention
don't
movement.
you love? Have you ever met a gay person that you didn't realize was gay? That's like, oh, nice. This is like just somebody. You know, he wasn't like wearing a crop top and short shorts and like, you know, sucking on a dick shaped lollipop.
But you didn't know he was gay? Or are you
No,
saying this is the
not.
after?
It's not that person.
Oh,
Right? It's
oh.
just somebody who just looks like a normal
Oh.
person, and you find out they're gay, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh wow.
Like an older uncle that you have,
It's
and then your parents
yeah,
finally break it to you in high school. They're like, Greg's gay.
yeah.
Oh.
Why wasn't that the first thing he told me? You know,
Yeah.
isn't that usually what they do?
It's always the older, more mature dudes. I
Yeah.
remember going one summer, we went back to Massachusetts with my stepdad where his family was.
Hmm.
And he just warned us because the dude that he knew, his name was Ronnie. Kind of a,
He's
kind
not.
of
It's
a,
not Ron.
it's a manly gay name. Like, like, oh,
So funny.
it's a little bit suspicious. But
Some Ronnies out there getting.
he's like,
insecure.
he's like, you might see Ronnie with another guy. That's his choice. I'm like, oh, you're gay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He never said it once.
Right.
They didn't fucking flaunt it, say anything about it. They were just being them. And this dude was like, it was weird because he still had like the tendencies and the very aggressive and like demeaning way of talking to his boyfriend, which was like he was mad he was gay, but he couldn't control it, kind of thing, is how it felt. As a child, like as a fucking 11-year-old, this is how I feel like,
Yeah.
why is he so mad at him? He was calling his boyfriend a faggot.
Oh wow.
I'm like, dude, this is so weird. He's like making fun of him and treating him like shit in a way that a straight person would treat a gay person they didn't like.
Mm.
But he has sex with him also, and they live
Mm.
together. This is fucking weird.
That's interesting.
He was like, try to just picture like the most manly man who wanted to prove that he wasn't gay, but let everyone know that like at some point he was gay.
A little conflict going on.
It was so strange, dude. I remember it was like core memory of as a child that means nothing.
Yeah.
So stupid. Like, why do I even remember this? We were sitting down eating what is that? What is that like noodle salad called? Fuck is that?
Pasta salad.
Pasta salad. Noodle salad. Fucking retard.
Oh my
I
god.
was eating that noodle salad.
You know
And somebody put in like one of those bags of all the different colored noodles. And he was flicking them off his plate, mad that they were like green. And I remember him saying, ugh, who made all these faggy noodles? And he's like flicking them off. I'm like, you're indirectly talking shit about yourself and the guy that you care about.
it's like it sounds like he's half out.
Yeah.
You know?
It was so weird. It was like he was angry
He's
that
trying to get ahead of
that
it.
he was gay,
Right.
but also still willing to admit that he was and lived a lifestyle of a gay person. I'm like, this
Kind of
is,
sad.
it was sad.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at the time, but now
Right,
looking back,
yeah.
I'm like, damn, that seems like a miserable cage to be stuck in.
Yeah, it seems like
Half
he's
in, half out.
acting out behaviors from when he was being criticized, you know, at a certain point by
Yeah.
somebody, and he's still trying to.
Like he could pull it back at any point and save face. Like, I don't do that.
I don't eat those gay ass green noodles.
Yeah. Dude, it was strange.
By the way, it's so weird that in America alone, if you mix a bunch of mayonnaise into something, it's a salad now.
Boom, salad.
That's salad.
Or whipped cream with fruit. Fruit salad.
Oh yeah, fruit salad.
What's in it?
God.
Fruit and whipped cream.
Salad?
Oh.
So you mean salad? Yeah, that's fucking wild. Pasta salad, potato salad.
Yeah, and then like if
Pretty
you
loose
lick
with that
buttholes,
term.
that's salad too, I guess.
Yeah,
Tossed.
mix a little. Yeah, if you throw some mayo on it. Boom, salad. That's wild. So I haven't seen you for a month. You've been doing your property renovations. Have you had and then you went to that concert. That's pretty cool. Have you had any other um memorable, profound, mind-altering moments? Have you had any thoughts that are novel to you? Is there anything in particular that's been gnawing at you?
I've been too busy, man,
Yeah.
to like. I always, every time I travel, I always like take a bag of the mushroom pills that I make. I always take a bit. Like you never know. If it's a good time, it's a good time.
Yeah.
But every time I've been away from home or like out of my element or something, it just never felt like the right time to do it,
Yeah.
or the space wasn't secure for that.
Sure.
Because you get into a place of vulnerability, not like emotional vulnerability, but like your brain is vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Sure.
When you take anything like that. So I am much more reserved now than I was on when is the time to do that, because I don't want things going into my mental factory that I don't want in there. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I'm around a person who's not going to be a good influence for that situation, if I'm in a place where I'm uncomfortable, like all those things are going to make their way to the surface at one point or another over a 4 hour period of tripping balls.
What discomfort were you worried about invading your trip?
Uh, a lot of stuff for me, my body doesn't react well to them most times. I've only had a few times when I'm like, wow, this is like all the shit when people are like,
Somehow the planets aligned.
this is so great, so beautiful. Oh my God, I could do this every day. Mine's not like that. Mine's like, wow, my fucking stomach hurts and like
Mm-hmm.
I'm freezing and now I'm sweating and then I'm freezing and now I'm sweating. So it's not like a great time, but I get a lot out of it mentally. So I try to make time to do it when I'm being told to do it, if that makes sense.
Of course it does.
Um,
But what? So
oh,
the
so
the physical aspect's always there. But,
yeah, so the discomfort of like, this isn't my fucking house. I don't
sure.
even have a blanket that's not like attached to my bed that's not mine. All those
Yeah.
things that
You
would
need
just
a you need
stack
a
up of
blankie.
just discomfort. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I was just like,
Set and setting. Some people.
if the people you're with are only drinking,
Yeah.
that's a hard rule for me. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
Gets unpredictable.
yeah, really at this point, if anyone's drinking, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just in one time or another, if I felt the urge, like, oh shit, that does sound good right now, or I'd see something that would want to put me in that headspace of wanting to, but then I'd be like, all right, let me check off my list of things that make this stable. And if there's more than one or two that's like, nah, I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, it's not the time.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be balls deep in that thing before I'm figuring out, like, I'm freaking out right now and I'm not comfortable with this.
Yeah. It's always really uncomfortable for me. It's a miracle that I did them to begin with. I'm so happy I did, and I always want to like share that with people. Like, oh, dude, you got to do shrooms. I'm an advocate for it. But when they're like, yeah, I know, I'm really nervous though. Like, I don't want to. I'm like, I get it, dude. I get that you're nervous. I wish I could like let you know that it's gonna be okay somehow, so that
Yeah.
you can have the experience. But I think part of what was so valuable for me in the experience was the fact that I was so nervous about it.
And you
And
got
then
over it. You
and you
pushed
got
yourself
over
to
it,
do it.
yeah. And you
Yeah.
feel like a kind of revitalized sense of courage that you just overcame your own anxiety.
What do you think it is for most people? Because when I don't know if I was just in a place when I started doing them that I was like, I was so miserable that I didn't give a fuck. Like,
Mm.
couldn't get any worse than this.
That's a good place to be for it. Like,
Rock
yeah,
bottom. Like, the only place is up, dude. Like, let's
right.
just do it. So for me, it's kind of hard to grasp. And as you get further along and you do it, I'm probably close to or over 100 times.
Yeah,
Lifetime
That's wild.
worth of shit. So at that point, you can't remember. It's like remembering shit as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, why would you be worried about learning how to ride a bike? Just ride the fucking thing. Like, well, I don't know how. Like, oh, I don't even remember what that's like to not know how. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you lose that perspective. So when you talk to other people, you're like, it's no big deal. Just eat it. It's like, what's going to happen? And they're like, what do you mean? I was like fucking might freak out and like have a bad trip and all this shit you hear other shit about. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I get it too. But
A lot of
what do you think is the major hangover or hang up with people that? Do you think it's just a really scary place to no longer be in control of your own thoughts?
that's the thing I hear the most is like I don't want to lose control, and I think that that's such um a misunderstanding of it. But if you've never experienced that before, you don't know what the experience is like. So you're imagining a loss of control. And whatever you're imagining around that is probably pretty negative. And then maybe you're considering the the dark corners of your mind and what lives there
Yeah,
and wondering like
shit you haven't dealt with.
am I going to invite that in, and if I do, how's that going to be? Like I can understand why someone would be apprehensive. But the control thing, I feel like some people think they're going to, or maybe I thought when I was young that like if I did something like that, like not I would lose the ability to make a rational decision, maybe about keeping myself safe. I might do something crazy or ridiculous, or but it's really kind of not like that. And if anyone's smoked weed before, it's not too dramatically different than the level of control that you have on weed, in my experience. I mean, it's not like you're taking shrooms and all of a sudden you're getting naked and doing cartwheels in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like you're just chilling and absorbing the experience for the most part.
yeah, yeah. The guy that I went with to that EDM show, we're going again next Friday to another one.
Cool.
Cause I was like, dude, that was the shit.
One that you know of and are more interested in, or
Nope.
just you just want to go back to that
He was
bad?
like, I just told him, I was like, I texted him the next day and was like, dude, I'm really thankful that you like invited me to that. I probably wouldn't have done it if somebody didn't push me into it. And it was nice to like have somebody that was a guru and going. So I had all the tips, like bring a camel bag. You're not allowed to bring this. Don't bring that. You can bring 2 bottles of water. Like he knew all the shit about all of it, you know?
Yeah, he's encountered all the problems
Yeah.
in the past and knows how to navigate it.
So for somebody that likes to plan every fucking detail of everything and know exactly what's going on, like it was like, oh, cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
That knocked off like 70% of my worries
Right.
of like not knowing what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
So that was cool. And so I was like, dude, thanks so much for doing that. Like that was pretty awesome. Like honestly, I haven't like stopped talking about it and thinking about it all fucking day the next day.
That's so cool,
And
man.
he's like, yep. He's like, dude, I got you. Now you're going to be chasing that feeling like, when's the next one?
Yeah.
Where could I go to next? And I was like, dude, that's funny because I was just looking up when the next one would be and then realized that a DJ that I do really like, his name's Will Sparks. He's from Australia. And he does kind of he's from Melbourne, Australia. And they've developed their own subgenre called Melbourne Bounce.
Okay.
But it's house. It's like techno house shit. And when I looked at my playlist, I had like 30 songs from him and found out that the day after I went to that one, he was in Tempe in a nightclub, just him, the next day. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
I missed it. I didn't even look. So I told him that. And he's like, well, we're going to Gold Rush on the 12th. And he did like the emoji with like the looky eyeballs, like, you should make it, you know? So I went on and looked and then asked Tiffany, like, there's another one in 2 weeks. You want to go to that one? And she was a little nervous. What do I wear? What do I do? I'm like, I just started showing her like videos and stuff. Like, you fucking go naked if you want. Like, I don't think anybody would say anything, honestly. I didn't make it out of the car yet before I just saw some chick in a thong walking around with stickers on her nipples. Nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
So we signed up for that one. So we're going to go again. But the mushroom thing, that's a big thing to take at these. And I don't understand it.
Yeah, some people.
Because I don't imagine I'd like that.
Yeah, some people do not need the set and setting. But I feel like maybe this is true for a lot of drugs, but I feel like shrooms is really kind of what you make of it. It's influenced by what you're trying to get out of it. And if you're trying to get out of like you want to enhance the fun time at a music festival, then you don't have a lot of like anxiety, then that's probably what you'll get from it, you know. I just don't think that that's its proper use. I feel like there's a deeply therapeutic element to that drug, and I
Yeah.
feel like that deserves some respect, you know.
That's how I view it because that's the work that I've done with it.
Right.
But I do sometimes wonder, like, if I go into it the same way I went into that last show thinking that it was going to be weird. I'm going to be nervous to dance or move around because people are going to be like, look at that guy. He doesn't fucking do this ever. You know what I mean? Or whatever your brain makes
what a
up.
noob. Yeah.
So maybe you'd go and like, I wouldn't get blasted. Like I'm not going to be out there doing 5-6 grams or something, but I might do like 2.
Yeah.
And just get the feel of it, the vibe. But it's risky, right? Because you're there. There's no way out. Like you're just gonna have to push through that.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it because for me, I get a lot of physical discomfort too.
Yeah.
And I usually want to lay down.
Yes.
Because my body feels like wiggly.
Yeah. As soon as they hit, dude, I'm like, I need to find a place.
I'll lay on the floor. I'll lay exactly where I am.
Dude, and there was people doing that.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
I'd be like walking trip. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. He's like, that's all right, man.
I just can't stand right now.
I was like looking around. I asked my buddy, I'm like, what the fuck are these people doing? They're just sitting in the middle of the mosh pit right here. What's happening with this? Like, sometimes you just gotta sit. I'm like,
yeah,
damn, dude.
You know what's really interesting is like I'm thinking about now the different cultures behind these musical genres and like maybe like, and I wouldn't know. I'm not a huge fan of any particular genre. But maybe if you're a country person, going to a country concert kind of like reinforces this idea of this country person that you have. Like I was saying earlier, when I was into metal, it felt good to be a part of this community. That felt good before I knew, like, on a deeper level, who I am outside of that. You know what I mean? But some people might be more comfortable in that whatever community they affiliate themselves with. So they go to this country concert and it reinforces them, and everybody's in a weird, like, nuanced way trying to be more out country one another, you know? I've got a bigger hat and a larger buckle. I don't know. But then this EDM experience is kind of the opposite of that. It's like, it's just freedom. It's just the freedom to be whatever it is. Like,
yeah, because everybody's wearing, like, there was some
kind
dude
of a celebration of that.
dressed up as fucking Fred Flintstone, like it was Halloween, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, whatever. It just nothing seems weird or out of place.
What's weird is that it sounds like, as you're describing it, like you you quenched a thirst that you didn't even know you had.
Yeah, no, I did feel like that.
Yeah.
It felt like you don't know what to expect, so you start expecting things that you've previously expected out of things, because that's what we do. We take past experience and we try to soothe our anxiety about what's to come by saying, well, last time I did something similar to this is what happened. I bet that's going to happen. And then you get there and you're like, this is fucking nothing like anything I've ever done. This is completely different. But in a way that was so cool, because it was like walking into a thing where just nobody cared about anything.
Yeah.
Except having a good time and being super fucking friendly to everyone.
Right, and you're looking around trying to find the person who's caring. You're like, where's that person who's looking around criticizing or
dude, and I found
judging?
them.
And did you?
I found like 5 of them.
Yeah.
And you know what it was?
Their friends brought them.
You know what it was? None of them were doing anything. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You could spot sober people by a lack of movement.
Resisting the experience.
Yes. Or the fucking creepy eye, but the same shit you were just doing.
Yeah.
Looking around. I would see a couple dudes looking around, looking at the girl next to them that's dancing, and like,
it's kind of sad. Like,
I felt an immense amount of like not guilt, but just like I felt bad for them. Like, dude,
Pity. Yeah.
yeah, a pity, yeah. Just like, damn,
The experience is here and you're in it, but you're still
can't be in it.
amidst all of this
Yeah.
resisting it.
Yeah, wild shit.
Yeah. I'm so happy that you found that, and what I feel like a lot of your life is maybe kind of rigid.
Everything was. That's why.
So the fact that you have like a clear outlet to be free of like certain thoughts, and that's awesome. That's huge.
Yeah, me and Tiffany personally have had like, she's a very, I, when I watch her interact in a party setting, she's a dancer. She just fucking likes the music. She's just gonna get up and start dancing. She doesn't dance with people. She won't dance with me most of the time. If I even get up to like try to be part of it, that was difficult for me in the beginning of trying to be outward, trying to be different than I was, right? And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to try to latch on to this person that doesn't give a fuck about what anybody's thinking. They're just doing their thing.
Yeah.
And found out, dude, it's so many growing things through a relationship that's like, oh, she's dancing. She probably like if I danced with her. She didn't. She wanted to be on her own doing her thing and didn't want anybody messing with that dynamic, you know? And I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So when it was kind of like she would entertain me for a second and then just kind of like turn around and be dancing off, doing whatever, that felt like an attack to me. Like, dude, I just put myself out here to meet you halfway.
Well, yeah, sure.
And that fucking hurt.
I bet.
And it was
it's
like,
already
oh,
super
what the
vulnerable.
fuck? Yeah, you're already like, I don't know, fucking clue what I'm doing. I feel like a retard. I look dumb. Like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? Right? And then the person that you love is like, dance with you for a second, then be like, all right, see ya. Like,
yeah.
Well, dude, now I'm alone. Everybody,
Yeah.
obviously, every single person at this place is looking at me now. Duh.
Yeah.
So that was a big
Music
issue
stops.
for us.
Get
And
'em.
then another thing that we had to deal with was trying to come to terms with like why I felt uncomfortable with her dancing at places.
Mm-hmm.
I like the freedom that she has,
Mm-hmm.
and I never wanted to control that, but it did something to me that was extremely uncomfortable. I'd rather not be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was a hard thing for me to grasp and ask myself why do I feel this way about this? And it really came down to the same feeling I get if she goes out for like, all of her and her friends are going to go out for the night. And then they're like, yeah, shit, we were at this place and now they want to go to a bar. And I'm like, okay. Like, have fun, do your thing, just be safe, you know, like, but it puts that thing in the side of your head of like, what is a bar? A bar is a fucking hunting ground for single dudes to go find women, right?
Yeah.
And
you're probably imagining the smoky bar from the movie. So you know what I mean? Like,
your mind makes it worse in every degree. But at the end of the day, you have to trust your spouse or whoever it is that's like they can handle themselves. No thanks, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's always that like protector mode in you as a husband that's like, dude,
Yeah.
I don't want you to be in a place of vulnerability when I'm not there to help stop anything that might arise.
Yeah.
So that always made me feel weird. And it did at parties too, because she would get the fucking comments and, you know, people passing by and like, and you're like, one of these motherfuckers is going to smack her ass, grab her ass, do something stupid, and I'm going to have to fucking do something about it, you know? So it always just felt like that, and I hated it.
Has that happened?
Yes.
Oh.
But that was always like a fucking thing, and I hated it. And she would always like come over to me, you know, an hour later, I'm just sitting in my camping chair doing my thing, like hanging out. She's like, why do you look so mad? I'm like, oh, I'm not mad. But I bet my face did look mad as fuck because I'm just sitting there like,
I'm not mad.
yeah, just waiting. Like, what's he doing? Oh no, that's okay. What's
Like
that?
you're a fucking 8th grader taking a picture.
Yeah, dude. I hated it, and I expressed that to her, and for a long time, it put this nasty stain on her being able to express herself freely and do these things because she knew
Right.
that for some reason it was distressing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucked, dude. We got in a lot of like heated things about it because it's like, man, I don't want to do that to you. I don't want me and whatever I'm dealing with to make you have to change your behavior or do what you want to do, you know?
Yeah.
So that was shitty. So this is like kind of a new rekindling of that as I've worked through all these things. And then now I've found an environment where it's not just the drunk assholes that are looking to do something stupid. It's all these people that genuinely care about everybody else.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And so I was like, dude, this is awesome. You should come to the next one of these. And we had to have that talk that was like, hey, previously me dancing, being free. Now you're telling me I could wear a fucking G-string to this thing if I want to. And I'm like, I'm telling you, dude, I'm good with it because I know I've been to one now and I felt it and saw it and like nothing weird was happening. It was fucking cool.
Yeah.
But her skepticism was like, I don't want to get there and then have you like freaking out about stupid shit or like whatever. And then it ruins the whole night. So it was just another growth point for us to have another conversation of like, okay. And then we both like promise each other, like, if anything's getting weird or I feel weird or whatever, I'm going to tell you right away so we can figure it out. And not just do my typical, like, this is fucking sketching me out. I don't like this feeling. I usually just disappear. I'll just leave. And she fucking hates that.
Right.
Because then she's looking like, where the fuck did he go? You know?
Because like you are having a hard time handling like your own anxiety, but you also don't want to push that on her.
Yeah. So I just remove myself. And then I find out later, like, that was the worst fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, he disappeared. Where did he go?
Like
did he leave because he's pissed because I'm doing something wrong? Like,
yeah.
So it's fucked up on both sides, you know?
Yeah.
But we sat and talked about it for a little bit because it was like, it was one of those sore spots that was like, dude, nobody can say with any certainty what any specific thing that they do in their life is going to be when they get there. You have an idea, might change. You don't know what you're going to feel at a certain time. But it was just really important to have that conversation because then it's like, I promise I will not just fucking get up and leave now that I know that that's your issue.
Yeah.
That you don't like the way that feels for me to just be gone. And if I have anything that's like, I'd rather not be here, as soon as I feel that first inkling of that, I'll just let her know so we can figure it out together what's causing that and then just change it. So that was a cool thing for what's like coming up, you know?
Yeah.
I don't remember how we got on that.
Yeah, I don't either. But yeah, that's really cool though. That's a huge step. I'm excited to hear about how that goes.
Yeah.
And then you'll know for sure, like, is it you and some deeper insecurity, or is it being in an environment that feels trustworthy and safe?
Yeah.
You know?
I will know instantly.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, but those are the times when it's like, at every other point in my life, I would have just avoided it. I'm so tired of avoiding things because I don't want to find out it was bad. How many cool things did you miss out on because you avoided shit that might have been what you didn't want it to be?
Yeah.
So I'm just tired of doing that. I just need to make strategies to deal with the possibility of things being uncomfortable and like, damn, this is not what I expected and this is not what I wanted.
Yeah, it's hard not to buy into our own hype sometimes, like our own imaginations. You really gotta like set it aside and be like, all right, I am gonna stop assuming what's gonna happen and just go and find out.
Yeah.
Because every single time it is not what you imagined it's gonna be.
Yeah, literally.
Not to say it's gonna be better or worse, but it's just gonna be
whatever you thought it was. It's not gonna
it's
match.
not that. Yeah.
I heard a person talking recently about. He was doing some kind of mentoring session, and he's like, well, why do you think you do that? He's like, well, I'm really fearful of the unknown, and he's like, and that's a thing that most people would.
Of course.
Oh, I'm scared of the unknown.
Aren't we all?
And then he just stopped it. He's like, no, like right there, you're already wrong. You know, it's literally impossible to fear something that's unknown. That's not what you're scared of.
Right.
You're scared of all the things that your brain is inputting to that situation that hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
That's all the shit you're scared of. The prejudgmental portion that you've done.
Well, yeah, and we want to have a sense of control, and what helps us with that is being prepared. And how do you prepare for a situation you haven't been involved in yet? You can't. So you're just stuck considering all the possibilities, which there are endless possibilities. So it's just
I had never heard that before of somebody saying like the fear of the unknown. He's like, that's not a thing. Because when he
Mhm.
said it, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
It's a thing. It's just it's
It
way
can't be though.
that's very surface
Yeah,
surface way to describe it
yeah.
because it's much deeper than that.
It's you're one step early to the fear. The
Uh-huh.
unknown is the catalyst for the brain dump of what's going to happen. But
Exactly.
those are the things you're actually worried about, not nothing. You can't be worried about nothingness.
I had uh I feel like this is related, but I had a hard time. One of my most like devastating breakups was this girl who you know, I thought we were having a great relationship
She pulled her
and
dick out.
she yeah.
Sorry.
No, she cheated on me and then abruptly dipped and I just didn't anticipate that at all. And she never explained to me where the relationship went wrong that she felt like she needed to just dip out of it like that. Closure is something that our brains, I think,
Everybody
are
wants that.
desperate for
Yeah.
in any situation and have a hard time without. And so, in the absence of a reason that this breakup occurred, I thought of hundreds of reasons why I am the worst person in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's all you're really
and it's
left
exactly
with.
that. Yeah, there is an unknown, which is the why did you leave me? And because I don't know, here comes the anxiety monster.
Well, not only that, but all the things you know, all the worst things you know about yourself are the first ones that you're gonna like. Oh, it's probably because of this
Exactly. Yeah.
shit that she may not even have fucking known about you at all.
Yeah, probably never even considered, was never an issue, but I just created, yeah, I turned myself into the worst person ever in that situation. But that is just what we do when we don't know is we're going to fill that hole anyway. And I wish I could say like
What do you think now, looking back at it now? How would you rationalize her behavior?
she was a lot younger than me.
What the fuck does that mean? I'm not saying why. I'm just saying like, I'm not like
Her behavior or my behavior?
hers. Why do you think she just left without saying anything?
I mean, she the reason I say she was a lot younger than me cuz I had this situation before where like I was with a girl and like she wanted to like become like take it to a next level of seriousness where I realized like, well, I'm actually now that you're trying to push it to a more serious level, I'm realizing that I'm not that invested and I'm pretty young and I really just am more interested in like having as many interesting experiences that I can while I'm young. That's more interesting to me than like committing to this thing that doesn't feel super good, you know? And I just feel like it was just that situation for her where she was young, had all the time to explore, was very much the kind of person that was like yeah fascinated with any kind of novelty and that's what she was chasing, and
But she cheated before she did that.
yeah. Well, it's yeah, it's complicated, but she wanted to be the actual situation. She wanted to be in a polyamorous relationship,
Oh,
and I was entertaining it. Like this is the first I heard of it, and I'm like, that's kind of
when the fuck was that?
it makes.
How many years ago was
sense.
that?
This was I was 26, 27, living in Jersey.
It's like 7, 8 years ago.
So like, and I'm in a band, and the keyboardist in my band is polyamorous. It's the first time I heard about it, right? And as it's being described to me, it kind of like it jives with a lot of like the philosophies um, that I'm interested in, like namely like a lot of Buddhist philosophies. It's like it's not um, having a sense of possessiveness over another person's life, wanting for them to experience like as much joy as they can have,
Yeah.
and feeling a sense of joy through them, with them, through allowing that. And that sounds nice and all, but it just totally glosses over all the like complications that occur and just like the all too humanness of of us, you know? It's like yeah, that's all sounds nice if you subtract human emotion from the equation, which is just that's not going to happen. And the complexities of like I mean this girl in my band who was polyamorous, she was married and she had two boyfriends and a girlfriend at the same time. And watch it, just that. Can you just imagine for a moment, like getting into an argument with one person, and so you go to another?
I don't think that's the healthy way to have that type of relationship.
It isn't. There isn't that I've ever seen a healthy way to have that kind of relationship. She actually probably more than anybody else that I've known, because she was still able to maintain a peaceful household. But like to people who think that polyamory is somehow going to be easier than monogamy, like it's just not. It's actually all the same problems you have with monogamy multiplied.
Times however many partners.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a common belief in that space?
What?
That it's going to be easier than?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
If you just are open enough
I have just
and free enough, you know, that's the idea.
open and freeness though comes from a complexity of mind that you have to master.
Well,
I think
and I think it's just
that can't work for anyone that's probably less than 30 years old.
Well, for sure.
You're a fucking idiot, dude. You don't even know how to manage your own emotions before that.
It's a great scapegoat if you're someone who just like is a serial
I
cheater
was just gonna say that, yeah.
and like you want to find a
think
valid
that's-
excuse for that behavior.
I think
then-
that's more of where it comes from. Or a guy who I don't usually hear women pushing it as much as men because men want multiple partners because that's what we're wired to do is to fucking procreate.
Mhm.
So it makes sense in that regard. And I've even heard of relationships where people they kind of like gaslight them into feeling bad for not doing
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
But they don't really want it, but they would consider it for their partner's happiness.
Right.
And then once they get into it a little bit and they're like, well, all right, I guess this is like not that big of a deal. Maybe I'll find someone else too. And then the dude ends up freaking out about it. Like, whoa. And then they're
Yeah.
like, wait, this is a one-sided.
I've seen it so much.
It's so retarded, dude. It makes no sense.
Or like I've seen this. I knew a lot of polyamorous people when I was.
Where does it happen? Jersey?
I mean,
city
within
shit?
like a very open art community. You know, it's a lot of
Oh.
people like you described from the EDM scene. It's like they're super friendly and nice and expressive and open to new experiences, open to ideas like polyamory. And but then like you know, I've seen one where it was like we can be polyamorous, but here are the rules. I'm allowed to sleep with these people, you're not allowed to sleep with those people. You know?
The opposite. That's
Right.
controlling the whole thing.
Exactly. So it starts off as an idea of freedom, but then you have to impose all these rules to make it
Only with
cohesive,
people that
but then
are
it doesn't actually.
only with people that have insecurities that are falling into the whole mix.
But then even like the girl in my band who was polyamorous, she I started to notice that a lot of her boyfriends were monogamous
With her.
with her. So then like they were encountering
By
all
choice?
these like they just weren't able to get into the place emotionally required for that kind of behavior. You know, they only wanted to be with her, she wanted to be with several people. And so then they were always in this state of emotional turmoil. And then it would eventually end and she would just kind of move on to the next one. And it was just around and around it goes.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, so my girlfriend at the time wanted to do that. I was entertaining the idea, but I'm really trying to think through how this is going to play out before I say like, yeah, let's do it. I'm not just going to like dive into it, right? But then she just took it upon herself and was like, I don't want to wait. I'm just going to go
Oh.
and hook up with people. And I'm like, well, we didn't agree on that, so you just cheated on me and I don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's an interesting concept. For 98% of my life, I would say there's a zero chance of me. I have to, when people have low self-esteem, they try to find their esteem from someone else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So living most of my life like that, I wouldn't call it like falling in love necessarily, but I would be very quick to develop an emotional attachment to people of the opposite sex who even were generally interested in me.
Yeah.
Because
Same.
I'm like, oh shit, like if you don't think you deserve it and someone shows it to you, you're like, oh fuck. Like this, oh man, can't let this go. You
That
know?
was my that was the core of my entire issue, like for the majority of my romantic life.
And now making it out of that large of a hole in my own life and thinking about that, I had never even heard of it until maybe like 2 years ago, polyamory. I just threw that into the whole LGBT I don't give a fuck thing and was like, yeah, all you guys.
It's a free love spinoff, you know?
So I didn't care until I found out like kind of what it was, and I think I heard like it was on a show or something, and like, yeah, we're a poly couple from. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I started looking it up, and then like kind of got into the weeds in it. I'm like, oh my, that's kind of interesting. And then I heard someone at work talking about it and said that he had a married couple friends who were married and they would do that. And I was like, how, like, from the outside looking, how does that work for them? And he's like, dude, it's honestly like they both really like it and they're really happy to do it. And he started telling me that he would be hanging out with them and their fucking girlfriend would call while he's hanging out with his wife. And he would answer the phone, and it was like a completely, it was not like he was hiding something, because that would obviously be
Right.
a red
Problem.
flag. Like, well,
Right.
why are you doing that if we've already, you know? And he's like, he would talk to her, and it was, but it was purely, those relationships were purely sexual freedom.
Right.
They were not in search of another romantic partner.
Right.
They were only free. I guess that's more of an open relationship.
Yeah.
Not so much a polyamorous one, because polyamory, they want multiple
romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe, yeah, that's a little whack to me, but because I couldn't handle doing that.
Who could? Like, you have to invest so much of yourself
Yeah, it's a lot.
to like and so much time to build
Yeah.
a deep romantic relationship, and you don't have the time to stretch yourself across 4 different people, you know, like
Because the open relationship thing he was describing from that married couple,
mhm.
he said that he was over there hanging out with him one time, and one of his girlfriends called and was like, hey, do you want to go see a movie and do this or whatever? And he was like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't have any like plans tonight. So he went and asked his wife, like, hey, do you have anything planned tonight before I accept the invite to go do that? And she was like, she's like, no, that's fine. Like, you can go. I was thinking we would do this or whatever. And he was like, oh, cool. That sounds, fuck that. Called the girl back. Nah, can't tonight. I got other shit going on. And he was always prioritizing.
Yeah, she was the main one.
And not the biggest fucking thing for me was it was never out of guilt.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah.
You were free to go do what you wanted to do. But once you've gotten that freedom, it almost rewires the things you want to do.
Sure.
If someone keeps telling you, like, don't do that,
Yeah.
you can't do that, you're almost like, motherfucker, I want to do that.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to try that out.
Totally.
So when she was like, oh, it's cool, we'll do it tomorrow or whatever, and he's like, nah, fuck that. I want to hang out with you. Like, you're my wife. You're the person I'm emotionally invested with. I want to do that. When he explained that to me, I was like, damn. I think I was more turned on by the emotional maturity that would require out of 2 people that met halfway on that.
Yeah.
Than I really was about like, oh, cool, you can go fuck other people and she doesn't get mad. That's cool. Whatever. Like, that's not that big of a deal. I was more like interested in like, dude, that's fucking cool that you have 2 people that are so mature that they would choose each other because that's what they wanted. But they also have these other options if they want.
Yeah.
And no one's getting upset about that because the game was fair to everybody and they want each other to be happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's super cool. But it totally depends on what you as an individual prioritize as a value in your life and in a relationship.
Yeah.
I think for my friend, it was like, I think it was almost like an addiction to novelty, the exciting beginnings of a blossoming romance.
Yeah.
and
can see that.
and not really enjoying the stale parts of a long-term one.
Yeah.
And this was just her way of keeping that alive. Some people um, really prioritize sex in their life and disassociate it from romance.
Yeah, that's difficult for me. That's
I
not me.
It's not me either. So, and then once I reached that conclusion, I'm like, oh, I actually can't be that kind of a person because that's just not how I'm wired. Like
Yeah.
it's
And I always felt weird growing up. I think I lost my virginity when I was like either 16 or 17. I can't remember. And I was hearing about these people losing their virginity like 12.
oh my god,
And I'm
yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm a fucking loser.
Mhm.
You banged your babysitter at 12?
Yeah.
I can't even, I got a car and everything. I can't find anybody to fuck me. Like, what is going on here?
I've got a car. I thought that was
So,
what you needed. That's hilarious.
98 Ford Escort ain't getting it done. What the hell?
Ain't getting no escorts.
Well, if you pay, you could. So I always just felt like an outcast when all the dudes like on the football team are talking about, oh, I fucking smashed out so and so,
Oh
and like,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm like, oh shit,
It's a weird thing,
I'm
yeah.
not smashing out anybody. What the fuck is going on here? Like, but I also knew deep down that I didn't like that. I didn't
Yeah.
to the point where like losing my virginity, I had like the anxiety behind doing it was like fucking with my erections. Like
Same.
I was just sitting there like, dude, I don't know why this is happening. This has never happened before. Like you're naked, you're hot. I don't know why this is happening.
Yeah.
And it only gets worse then because you're trying to like justify it or like make it not a big.
I can explain.
It's like you're already done. You're
Yeah.
fine. I got past it, but it was like, oh shit, this is weird. To the point where she was like, this has never happened before. Is
Right.
everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I think so.
I'm just terrified.
I don't know. I don't know what this is about.
Yeah.
But I never found myself as that guy who's just like, I just want to see how many chicks I can fuck before I leave high school. I was never like that, dude.
Yeah.
I was proposing to girls with like quarter machine rings since fucking kindergarten, dude.
Same though.
Dude,
Same.
I don't know.
I stole one of my sister's rings in kindergarten.
I remember going, I was like, Mike, I was asking my brother, I'm like, you got a couple quarters? And he's like, for what? I'm like, I'm gonna get some rings out of here.
Time to get hitched.
at the fries or whatever, you know. And he's like, well, all right, well, how many you need? I was like, 13. He's like, 13? And I was legitimately going back, like every girl that I was like thought was attractive or like cute or whatever at that age.
You were a
and I was like,
polygamist.
it's fucking funny looking back at shit like that, dude. But I always had that romance before the physical. The physical didn't really mean anything to me. I had the same urges as every fucking male in their teens.
Yeah.
But that was not how I was pursuing my relationships.
Right.
But everyone else was.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me feel really weird about just another sticking point from someone who's already self-conscious about shit. I'm like, why am I not the one that's trying to fuck everybody? Why is that not happening?
Mm-hmm.
Is that wrong with me? Am I supposed to be doing that? Is that what they want? Is that what I want? Like, dude, there's so many fucking questions.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to be in that just weird lost space where you just don't even know you.
Yeah.
But you knew that didn't feel right. And it's not really what you wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to a school in Apache Junction it was a really nice school, and as I remember it, all the kids were nice. I remember, the dare dog guy coming to school, don't do drugs, and me talking with my friends like, yeah, I would never do drugs. I would never smoke cigarettes. Who would do that, And it was just innocent, and kind of wholesome at that school. And then I moved briefly to Georgia and then back to Arizona, and I landed in Tonopah. And I'm walking around on my first day of like 7th grade, and I'm listening to some kids talk about their summer in 7th grade, about how they were like fucking all these girls, and I'm like, what?
Hold up. I missed the memo.
I don't do drugs. Like I just felt, so it was an absolutely different culture. And I'm on the bus um, eh, coming home, and this girl's sitting next to me, and she's going like this over my pants, and I felt so violated,
On
dude.
your first day?
Within like the first like probably month of school.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. I feel like we lived like
I felt like,
identical lives, but in really odd, just a
yeah,
little bit different ways.
yeah, but it was so uncomfortable, and then
I just want to say it so I don't forget the name. Do you know who that is?
yes, I know that name. I can't picture the face.
All right, now go ahead. Don't let me forget that because I would have forgot it.
Yeah. But and then like and and then there was girls saying that they wanted to like blow me and stuff, and like I'm like I definitely want that, but like I don't know about you, like and and then I went to when I lost my virginity, I was like thinking I want to lose my virginity with somebody, who's also a virgin.
Oh, right.
And then I found out the girl that I was with was not a virgin, and I was like kind of devastated. I'm like, fuck,
That
like
it wasn't special for them like it was for you.
that I
That
was the
kind of
only
mindset.
one who didn't know what the fuck was going on,
Oh,
you know?
I eventually
And
sought that
that,
out.
and that, right? Um and then we like kind of had sex, right? It wasn't like full blown. It just was like it was like soaking. And so then,
I'm just
then
gonna put it in. You just lay there, and then we'll call Jim, and he'll jump on the bed. And we're
right,
not fucking.
right.
We're just like falling over on each other.
But then after
So
that we were like, all right, well let's do it for real. And then I go and she's like in lingerie. You know what's so funny is Tiffany was there.
shut the fuck up.
Tiffany was there in the other room like playing computer games or something.
Who was this? Oh,
Yeah.
well, that makes sense.
Right. So I show up and she pulls me into her room.
Dude, I think she's told me this story.
That's funny.
That you guys were in there banging, and she was like, I just felt weird, so I just was out there hanging out by
That is kind of
myself.
weird now I think about it. Yeah. But she was so excited about it, and she pulls me into the room. She's in lingerie, and I'm like, I was picturing like the rom com movie, like a sweet embrace with like a I don't even know. I thought it
Yeah.
was gonna be more wholesome than that, and then I was just so intimidated by that experience, and like I was having performance issues as well.
Yeah.
I'm like I don't know what to do here. This is kind of freaking me out, and it took me some years to realize that like I actually need to like somebody
Yeah, to be
deeply
mentally connected.
to even
wanna do
be
it.
attracted to them,
Yeah.
like sexually.
Dude, there's a lot of fucking hot chicks that I've seen, talked to. I'm like, this person's cool. And then, boom, in like one or two instances, they'll say something. And I'm like, what?
Not attractive at all.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, I'm good, dude.
same. And I really tried, like, because I had friends who, when Tinder hit the scene, they were like hooking up left and right with all these girls, and I'm like, I guess that's what I should be doing. And I and I, my first Tinder date, I go and I meet this girl, and she's cute, and like she's like telling me her life story. She's telling me like the most tragic things I've ever heard. Like stuff like oh, I haven't had sex in like over a year because my ex-boyfriend got me addicted to heroin and he used to
Jesus
beat the shit out of me.
Christ.
And it's like that's fucked up. Like and then later that night she's like, "So do you want to like pull around it?" I'm like, "No, dude, after all that, like fuck, I want to give you a hug maybe, but like
God damn.
and then
I'll drive you to therapy on Mondays and Wednesdays.
but I felt like I couldn't say no, so I was so
you felt bad for her.
yeah, I'm like
I'll
I'm
give
like
you some sympathy, dick, I
yeah,
guess.
we can do that, and it was a struggle, dude, and I really felt taken advantage of in that moment. And I tried multiple times to like, cause I thought maybe there was something wrong with me, to like, I had
With
like
her?
no,
Oh.
just I had a couple one night stand type deals, and I'm like, this is the most uncomfortable
Yeah, dude.
situation. I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel good about like what transpired with that person. It wasn't even great sex, like You want to have like really good sex, like have sex with someone who you like love. Like as gay as that sounds, it's like that's so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always been super uncomfortable
That's fucking funny. You're
situation.
probably like the only dude I've ever met that maybe who is at least willing to say that. But because everything else was just like that. Like,
And I feel like a
I
lot of
fucked
that
100 girls last year. I'm like,
and I feel a lot of that
what?
behavior is just competition between men.
But I
You
can't
know,
get
like
myself to be present for that.
yeah, same.
I could want to compete,
Right.
and I still wouldn't want to do that.
You can't I can't detach myself from like the humanity of this person. I can't like see them as literally just a body for me
Yeah.
to get off. I
Hey,
can't.
there's a hole I can put this in. Yeah.
There's gonna be a moment where I go like, are you all right? Is this cool?
Yeah.
Are you good with this? You know, like before I go, you know, and that just totally kills that whole vibe.
Yeah. I was never been like that, dude.
Because
So you were saying on the bus ride thing, it was my first.
should we bleep that name? Is it first and last name?
I wish we were that cool and popular. I'll leave it in there as like I hope
Yeah.
that this gets enough traction where
That it's a
someone even
problem.
fucking realizes that. Yeah. She was a fucking degenerate though. So who knows? Maybe she turned her life around. That'd be cool.
All right, hold that for a second because I do have to pee,
All
and I want to hear this. So real quick before you get into it, it just dawned on me that because he was a friend of my sister Heather,
Ooh.
briefly,
Oh, that makes sense.
and what I remember was that she would charge guys $5,
Who would? Okay,
and she would flash them
that sounds like her.
for $5.
That's expensive.
It's a business, making money.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So fucking. It just sparked it because it was like the ruining of people as soon as you come to Tonopah.
Yeah.
And I did not live in like a good neighborhood before that. And then I get to Tonopah and it's like Ruth Fisher had like the bus colors to get on the bus. You had to be orange or green or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we had told the office where we lived, where the address was. And they were like, oh, and they like look at the thing like, oh yeah, that would be this stop. So they fucked it all up, dude. There was not even a bus that went to where I was. We were deep.
Yeah.
So they told me orange bus. And I was like, okay. So I'm fucking out there. First day at school. Don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I got dropped off. So I didn't catch a bus. So I couldn't just find the one that I already rode. You know what I mean? It was just like after school, get the orange one. That'll take you where you need to go. I'm like, all right. So I jump on that one. And it's like all over by the Wintersburg store. And I'm like looking for shit. I'm like, this is not familiar. None of this looks right. When do we, like, everyone's getting off the mob. When are we going to get, like, I'm like 20 miles that way. It says stop.
Oh no.
Am I the last stop? Because that's what it feels like this is turned into.
Yeah.
Anyways. So I'm on this fucking bus for like 2 hours, dude. And this fucking chick, it's my first day. This fucking girl turns around. She looks a little cracky, you know, a little ultra skinny, but I'm like blonde, check. White, check for me, you know, that's what I'm into. Oh, you're paying attention to me? I have no self-esteem. Check.
Yeah.
Like, this is fucking
Oh,
great.
you made eye contact?
Yeah.
I love you.
Best first day ever. So she's fucking talking to me all weird, doing the same kind of like sexually suggestive body language and just overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like in the seat ahead of me, so she's turned around, like peeking over the seat at me. And I'm just fucking, you know, talking, trying to keep conversation. And she's like, "Yeah, do you like my tattoos?" And she fucking pulls her shirt down to like, I'm seeing areola.
Yeah.
Not nipple,
Yeah.
but areola for sure.
Uh-huh.
And she has, do you remember Lil' Kim?
Yeah.
The female rapper from back in the day?
Uh-huh.
Had the dog paw fucking tattoo. Shared little white trashy ass went and found those fucking peel and stick and lick fucking tattoos and put them on her boobs in the same way. When I say boobs, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
8th grade, you weigh 90 pounds. There isn't any.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that was my first like interaction with
Welcome.
a female from the school in this brand new fucking town of 400 people that we just moved to. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
Just 0 to 100 all
I'm
of a
like,
sudden, right?
you're right. It's like every other person that I hear talk that's a boy is like, I should be super stoked right now. This should be the best day of my life.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be any more uncomfortable than I am right now.
Yeah.
Like, where's your stop? I just want this to end because I don't know where the fuck mine is, but I need you to leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
That was super weird. But that was fucking hilarious because you had a very similar thing.
Oh my God.
That ended with me being the last person on the bus and the guy saying, like, hey, that was the last stop. Where's your house? And I'm like, way that way.
Did he take you?
No.
No. Oh my God.
He took me back to the school. And that was before cell
He's like, that's
phones.
someone else's problem.
That's before cell phones and everything. He took me back to the school. My parents were like about to call the police. They thought I was abducted and like no, you fucking
wow.
idiots. It's the first day and they fucked us all up. Imagine
That's
that.
hilarious. Yeah, you know what's funny is it's been said to me multiple times that people were like, "Oh, I thought you were like getting laid all the time, but now that I know you, you don't." I'm like, fuck.
What does
Or
that
like,
mean?
I don't know.
How
Or
do you
like,
not take that offensive.
or like girls that I've been with thought like, I thought you were like a manho type person, and you're not. I'm like, why is that the impression I'm giving off? Like, I don't know.
I think it's like the more stoic, silent, like,
Yeah, this guy's fucking.
and he's not saying nothing about it. You know, that mysterious. You let their minds wander, and then it's just whatever they want to make it.
Yeah.
That's funny. I had gotten the same things. Not that people would tell me that,
Mm-hmm.
but whenever I told anyone that I was a virgin, I wasn't like ashamed of it.
Yeah.
But I was also like, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would react, and every time someone reacted, I'd be like, I'm not sure if I want to do that again to
Yeah.
someone else.
You better get this taken care of.
It did get to that point, dude.
Right? I feel like that's half of that whole relationship for me was just like, let's knock this out. So I don't have
Oh,
to,
I did that.
so I don't
for
have to
sure.
stress about it anymore.
I was in a relationship for probably like almost a year, probably, with somebody, and it just never. Parents were super religious, so I couldn't go over there. She wasn't. I think they were Mormon because she wasn't allowed to like go in the car with me
Oh.
unless there was an observing body in the car also. Because I asked like, oh, you want to go to the movies and go to the mall or something? And she was like, yeah, let me ask my parents. And then my mom had to go pick her up with me, and the dad came out and was like, you're going to be there the whole time, movie, everything? And she's like, yeah, I'll be with him the whole time.
Observing body.
And so he was like, okay. He's like, all right, you guys, you be good. And like fucking just made it super weird, dude. And then we're in the back of my mom's minivan
So hot.
heading to the thing. And my mom's like, oh shoot, I just got to run in here real fast. It was like Michael's or some shit, right?
And that's how you lost your virginity. Oh,
When she
sorry.
got out, I immediately, like the rule follower in me was like, hey, wait, you're the observing body. Like, you can't leave the car. What the
Yeah.
fuck? And then find out this girl's just a fucking hoe bag. The Mormon
The
chick.
moment
Dude.
eyes are off her.
She had like a fucking short skirt on, which was already like, how is Mormon daddy fucking letting you leave the house like this?
Yeah.
I'm like, now as a father of a almost 16-year-old, I'm like, if she was leaving that, I'd already be like,
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable for me to allow this. But I also don't want to be a fucking weirdo dad that's like, nope, take it off, get out of here.
Put on a sweater.
Yeah. I don't remember how she segued to showing me her vagina in the back of my mom's minivan while we were in the fucking Michael's parking lot.
That is beautiful.
But it was like, she's like, yeah,
How old are you?
maybe like either freshman or sophomore,
Uh-huh.
but like right before you start driving.
Yeah. Wow.
And she was like, yeah, I don't know what happened. I just got all these razor bumps, and just like pulls it down. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. What the fuck?
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da.
What
Yeah.
just happened? Yeah, that was dude. There's so many opportunities like that and at that point, I'm still like so overly concerned with like how they're feeling
Right.
and like, is this okay? Is
Yeah.
this right? It's like all these chicks just wanted to get fucking railed out, and they were like throwing it at you, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh man, that's looks painful. That sucks.
Very interesting. How are
Yeah,
you feeling today?
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, looking back and it's like, why weren't you just smushing in the back seat like that instant?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just didn't feel right.
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
Oh yeah, so I had that relationship and never did anything in that one. And then after that one, I was like, I think I just got to get this out of the fucking way.
Yeah.
This is just plaguing my brain.
Mhm.
So I just found like the biggest hoe in school and was like, you're cool and you have a car. You should come to my house. My parents are gonna be gone this weekend. Okay.
Yeah. It's our school was strange.
Dude, I haven't met anyone that had a high school experience
Remotely
like we
close.
did.
No. I remember there was a girl who was like,
Even the same high school, and you talk to kids now that went there.
oh yeah,
And you're like, dude, you guys still doing the cow pond parties and getting fucking blasted on the weekend? Like, what?
the cow pond. There
Dude,
was
that
there was a
was-
stripper pole there.
Oh yeah, it got taken by the what's the Federal Drug Administration? No, that's the FDA.
The F,
Not FDA.
a representative.
It wasn't
of
looking
the
for approval.
FDA.
What's the other one? ATF.
Oh, what's that?
Alcohol, tobacco, firearms.
Oh,
They heard underage kids were doing parties down there, so they went for the alcohol portion. And they found the trailer that we built with the stripper pole on it, and they fucking took it
and it's still in use today.
somewhere, probably.
That's hilarious. Yeah, there was a girl who was like, I feel like there was probably a group of guys surrounding her at some point, just like being creepy weirdos, but she was like all about it. And she was like, yeah, if any of you guys want to fuck me, just come to my house.
Jesus
And you
Christ.
can come in my window.
Literally.
She's kind of gross though. I'm like, that's
Right.
super-
That's usually how it goes.
And then Ricky.
You got to be really concerned when it's like the super hot ones or something. Like, damn,
Oh yeah, yeah.
your dad did some fucking weird stuff raising you.
And you remember Ricky?
Walker? Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
However that goes.
That's how he lost his virginity.
Oh no,
He
dude!
took
I
her
think
up
I
on that
remember this
offer.
story, dude.
He straight up, he showed up to her house in the middle of the night, knocked on her window. Oh, and she just opened the window. He crawled in, and that was it.
I remember this story.
That is
I remember at
fucking
football
wild.
practice him telling us that shit,
That's,
and I remember not being impressed with the quality of.
yeah, I'm like, I can't believe you actually did that.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
We were, dude.
That is who was.
Shut up. She just got arrested in Tonopah
Makes sense.
for animal cruelty, which is a felony
Oh,
now.
that's fucked.
So, Tiffany sent me that like a couple of days before I came back from Missouri. Tiffany sent me like, "Does this look familiar?" And I'm like, "No, not really. Who is that?" She's like, "Brittany Rose." I'm like, "Oh shit, I know that name."
Yeah, she flashed me too in like the first week. There was a lot of girls flashing.
Yeah,
It was a wild west out there, literally.
yeah, quite literally.
Yeah, it's this. I feel like if anybody watches this, they need to have some sort of a picture of what our high school experience was like. I just want to describe my freshman year, just the math class, right? Because there was no teachers. Pretty much no one was a teacher.
Dude, it was weird.
There was a lot of
When
people.
is this when Tonopah like, first opened up?
Yes, the high school opened.
I missed the first half of the year because I was already going to Wickenburg.
Oh, okay.
So they opened it, and then I was kind of dilly-dallying, like kicking it around, like whether I wanted to do that or not. And then they said that they weren't, because there's a high school now in Tonopah, they weren't going to send a bus down to Tonopah for Wickenburg students.
Oh, wow.
So that made the decision. My parents were like, "Well, we're not fucking driving you up there, so you're
Yeah.
going here." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so a lot of teachers aren't teachers. I think the biology teacher was an actual biologist, like she was a retired biologist. The math teacher was her husband, and he was like had worked for like some large computer company for a while, but that was the extent of his teaching ability. One of the math teachers was actually like a legitimate retired rocket scientist or some shit. The chemistry teacher was a failed doctor. Um, and then there was a couple of teachers here and there. So, but I'm in the math class freshman year, and all the work is done on bubble sheets. They had a little
Scantron.
scanner, yeah. And then there was a teacher's assistant who we all just collectively
She fucking ran out of gas on the way to home, and she was like, "I'll come in here."
yeah. But we all no, it was the student. But we all just kind of collectively ignored the and disrespected the teacher, who was like a frail 80-something-year-old man who just like smiled nonstop despite whatever emotions were bubbling under the surface. And I just distinctly remember this one day where he's just sitting at his desk with that creepy smile, just nodding his head like, "What the fuck have I done with my life?" Like, and it's just a zoo in there. People are like smashing desks together and like rearranging the room, and a girl is like flashing everybody, and then the girl who like this is when I think she threw out the proposal to Ricky. She was just straight up like taking her pants off and flashing her vagina while Dustin was snapping pictures on his like the first generation of camera phones.
What the fuck, dude?
It was absolutely insane. And some guy who was like 18 in that class walked out and came back reeking of weed and was just like, "Yeah, anybody want to smoke?" And that was like
Yeah, the first year, dude, was like
absolute chaos.
What is? Why did you guys open this place when you had no one to man it?
Yeah,
It was strange as fuck.
and we had no school supplies because they were like, "Oh, we got this like $1.2 million football field. It's got these rubber pellets in it, and we don't have books. No books, and nothing for the classroom. You know."
It was a weird deal. The whole time, like the whole school process, it wasn't as weird as that the whole time.
No.
But like the teachers that you could get to teach at a place that's 45 minutes outside of Phoenix,
Yeah.
there's no one out there.
Teachers.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, these people literally.
I remember I was just telling Kenzie this story because she just started geometry, and I was like, dude, I can help you with any math except that one. Because remember Maxwell was the football coach.
Yeah.
He brought in his cousin, I think, Mini Max. We called him Mini Max. His name was
Oh.
Eric Maxwell.
Yeah.
And he was one of those like smart, but you couldn't take him serious.
Mm-hmm.
So he was the math teacher for that. They like begged him to do it. So he's like, all right, I guess. He still lived in his mom's basement.
Oh.
It was a weird deal. But he wanted to just help coach the football team.
Yeah.
Because Maxwell asked him to do that. So he came, and then they're like, well, do you know any subjects? He's like, I'm really good at math, but like I'm not a good teacher.
Uh-huh.
You're hired.
You're the math
Fucking
teacher.
do it. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. I don't like all these stupid shapes, and I can't remember all the formulas for all the shapes and area and circumference. And like, I remember all of geometry. He would pass out tests. I would fold them up into paper airplanes, and I would throw them into the trash can. And then, because he's the coach and he didn't want me to not play,
Yeah.
I just have a C.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, are you cool with C's? I'm like, yeah. I love
was-
C's.
I was in a chemistry class. The teacher, Mr. Ligori. And he's like, Jeremy, come over here real quick. And I go over to his desk and he shows me my test that we just took. And on the test is written an F. Just failed. I don't even think I answered everything. And then he's got like all of our grades on a paper, you know, he's writing all the grades out. And he's like, did I feel like I heard someone mention like you're like an atheist or something. And at the time I was like, yeah, I'm a high school atheist metalhead kid. And I'm just like, yeah, so. And he's like, cool. There's not a lot of us out there. And he wrote an A on the grade book.
What the fuck?
And I never did anything in that class. I remember my dad being like, oh, you really like chemistry, huh? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in chemistry. I failed most of my math classes. And on two separate occasions, my teacher was like, at the end of the year was like, hey, you failed, man. Um, you seem like a smart kid. I'm gonna give you a C. All right.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, there was a lot of that happening.
And that was not good for me, by the way, because like as I'm starting to grow, now I'm starting to think, like, I guess I'm just gonna get away with shit, you know, as a young
Oh,
adult.
like setting that
Yeah, that
example.
idea,
Yeah.
and you don't, you know.
Not as soon as there's like adult accountability,
Right.
the competition of life amongst other people that did pay attention.
I'm like, oh, I guess I should have tried. Yeah.
Dude, there was so much jacked up shit. I remember those fucking cow pond parties we'd throw out there. We literally made flyers, like hundreds of flyers, photocopied the original at school.
Mhm.
Like just somebody was the aide in the office,
Mhm.
and we just gave them the shit and like, here's fucking $10. Make 100 copies of this. Okay. Scanned it, did all the copies, left the original. Oops.
Mm.
But then we figured out that everybody had figured it out. That like, oh, all the teachers and shit knew that we were putting all the directions and everything to this big ass desert party.
Yeah.
And then we were like, fuck it, I guess we better just hand them out at the end of school. We just took them and threw them everywhere and just started handing them to everybody. So my house was like probably a mile from the
Yeah, you
cow
were pretty
pond.
close.
Yeah. So I was the one on the phone, and I would drive up to the top of Saddle Mountain on my quad, and I was just watching cops, dude, driving all around. They were looking for it,
Oh
driving around,
shit.
driving around, driving
It
around.
was tough to find.
So I was just sitting there, and I was just calling people like, nope, like we're not good yet, we're not good yet. And as soon as the cops stopped showing up and going around, we're like, all right, we're good. Drove down, set all the cones out so people knew where to turn
Yeah.
and how to get back there. And then we just had a giant ass bonfire down there. That was like every weekend, dude.
It was rough trying to find it at first. I remember it was by a certain mile marker. And then you had to kind of weave down a weird dirt road.
Oh yeah, it
and
was
then
miles.
It was like you would crest a little hill, and all of a sudden the cow pond was
Yep.
there.
Because it's in a low spot for all the water to collect when
Yeah.
it rains. So it's the perfect hiding because you got the biggest fires you could make, and you couldn't see it from the road. You're too far.
And then so a lot of the alcohol at a certain point was being supplied by these parents.
Yep.
And that got a little weird because I remember, upon reflection, I distinctly remember the stripper pole, a topless teenager, and like, and his wife
There.
grinding up on a topless teenager. Like
Oh, what
his
the
wife
fuck?
even, yeah, put her face in the ass of some girl who was on the pole, and I'm like, does not seem okay.
There's also stories floating around that his wife was blowing teen boys at the party.
Oh, I guarantee you that happened. Like she was,
I never
if she
met
was
them.
doing this,
I don't know how the fuck I missed whatever parties they ended up being at,
yeah, I don't know.
but I never met them. I never knew them. Nothing.
It was awkward. I mean, they were,
At a certain point, I stopped going because they were getting so big.
when you were a teenager, you thought it was cool because they kind of acted a little bit like teenagers. But now, the older I get, I'm like, what the fuck was going on there?
Dude, and then as a parent now, even, you remember Clayton,
Mm-hmm.
his parents had the big ranch. They were at least, I don't even condemn like man, I don't think they should have done that. They did it responsibly. You showed up at their house, they locked the fucking gates and they took your keys.
There, yeah.
They were very much like, you guys are going to do it. You're going to do it either way. You're going to find a way to get alcohol because they found ways to get alcohol.
Right, you know what it is.
So they'd be like, dude, let's just fucking make it safe. If you're going to invite friends, tell me who you're inviting. I'd like to know who's going to be there or whatever. And if I know their parents, that's better. But
Yeah.
dude, they were fucking awesome about it. They'd fucking fill the bathtub with ice, put a keg in it, and like, cool, you guys don't leave the goddamn property. Keys now. They would put them in their room, lock the fucking door.
Yeah.
They were not hanging out with us.
Mm-hmm.
They were letting teenagers be teenagers, but in a safer environment than they would be out drinking, driving, doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
And it was never a problem. But looking back at it now as like a parent, I guess maybe in today's anxiety-ridden days of social media and all this shit,
Yeah.
I can't even fucking imagine hosting a teenage party at my house where everyone's fucking drinking.
No.
That's
God, no.
insane.
I'm such a loser, honestly. I'm so uncool. Like, I remember last time I went to the liquor store, back when I was drinking in Jersey, some kids tried to pull a Hey Mister with me, which I did that shit in high school. I got some fucking alcohol from a Hey Mister. They're like, "Hey man, can you if I give you $20 and you go get us this?" I'm like, "No, no."
Dick.
I'm like, "You don't need to be drinking, dude." I'm telling you, you're gonna be 21. It's gonna come real soon, and it's not that cool.
They're like, why are you going in there? Like, what you really want.
Because the cynicism has really kicked in at this age.
Each of you needs to take 3 tabs of this acid. That's what you really need.
I know, right?
Dude, yeah. I
that's
think
not
about
cool.
all kinds of shit that we did back in the day, and it's like, or you tell your kids about now, and they're like, what? Yeah, no, that was shit was just normal.
Yeah.
They're losing out on a lot of experiences. Like, we're just so over controlling today in every aspect. It's annoying to me to know that we are. But I also struggle with not being able to fully comprehend at what ages I was doing what things were so memorable to me.
Yeah.
And maybe my kids just aren't even there yet.
Yeah.
Like, by the time Kenzie starts driving, I would be like, all right, if I had a fucking car, I was doing some shit. But I had a job. I played sports. I got good grades. And then I did that.
Yeah.
There was no imbalance. It wasn't like I was just a fucktard just running around doing whatever and my parents didn't care.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, all of the important things and he's doing extracurriculars. I guess we just won't say anything.
Yeah, dude. My dad was just not around.
There was a lot of that.
I remember just ditching school with some friends all the time. And then finally one day they noticed what was going on.
Who did?
The school, and they called the parents of all of us, and my friends got like suspended. And nothing happened to me because they could not get a hold of my dad.
What the fuck?
I just was like, I guess I'm good. Like,
you didn't get suspended because they couldn't tell your dad.
Yeah, no.
Isn't
that weird?
That's another check in the box of like, there's no accountability for me.
Exactly. I guess I just get away with stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Dude, we're going to have to do a whole episode on just Tonopah shit.
Yeah.
I've got so much.
Yeah.
Just so much weird shit about that place.
Yeah, for sure.
It's never ending.
Yeah, and I really didn't realize how weird it was until I was much older.
I thought shit was funny and fun, but I didn't realize anything we were doing as kids was not what most people did as kids.
Right.
And then
so you met a normal person.
Being really close with Maxwell.
Uh-huh.
I think I would go to his house and stuff in high school too.
Yeah.
And just shoot the shit, have dinner, whatever.
Yeah, you guys seem cool. He seemed pretty fond of you.
Yeah. So he kind of, not that I didn't have like a father figure, but it wasn't like, it was very misaligned because it wasn't my own dad and it was just, I don't know, whatever.
He was a male role model.
Yeah, for sure. So there would be times when he would be like, hey, we could get extra practice doing these drills or whatever. Just come to the park by my house in Sundance. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'd go, and then he'd be like, we're having dinner if you want to. Like, all right, fuck it. You know, as a kid, you're just like, yeah. I got no plans.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time there and around him doing shit. And it was only until he would bring stuff up about stuff he heard. Like, hey, I heard it got really windy out there, and Lee's roof blew off.
Oh, yeah.
And he called out from school and said that he had to help his brother fix the roof. And he's like, then I went to pick him up because he needed a ride for football practice, and it was just a tarp duct taped to his roof.
He lived right down the road from me.
He's like, what was that about? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to fix a roof, but I guess that worked. Like, well,
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. But I remember him just laughing, dude. And by the end of it, by the time he was ready to like leave and go back to Sholo, where he went back to, he started calling Tonopah the beacon. He called it the beacon of just, it was the attracting force of everything fucking weird that he's ever heard of in his entire life.
It was.
And I was like, you know, as I got older, I just kept reflecting on, I'm like, that's not far off.
Yeah.
Because
why would you live there? If it's not for the fact that you're trying to separate yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
it was a weird demographical mix because it was
people at the plant.
People at the plant who arguably made the best money in the state,
Right.
in all actuality.
Sure.
And then crackheads.
Yes. Meth heads.
Yeah, excuse me, meth. Hold up. Something happened here. What's going on?
Oh, I think my camera stopped.
Does it have any lights on?
No.
Why is it doing that?
Yeah, so my camera stopped working, and so now we're down to a single camera. And we were talking about Tonopah.
Wild times at Tonopah Valley.
Yeah, shit was weird. We'll probably do like we mentioned, an episode just on that insane time. But we'll wrap up here with a final random question from the question drawer.
Makes
I
it up
just
good.
decided. All right. Some of these are questions. Some of them are like sentences to finish. So this is, if I could unlearn one thing.
In any facet of life, huh?
However you think, whatever comes to mind.
The first one that came to mind was, I don't know if completely unlearning would be the thing that I'd want to do, but a little less reliance on trying to think everything through so much and more of just being instead of thinking ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It's helped in a lot of ways to do things that are important and make sure that they go good.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, it's switched over in adult life to being a fucking plague on fun and doing anything. You don't do anything because you overthink everything.
Yeah.
Dude, we've built out this whole fucking camping trailer and all this stuff to have like the nicest possible camping setup. But there's one piece of it that I don't like that I haven't figured out yet. So guess how many times I've gone camping in the last 2 years? None. 0.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you just didn't fucking think of every detail, you would on the fly once you're camping and be like, wow, I forgot about like the shitter situation. I guess I'm just gonna have to go shit behind this tree.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And it's probably an experience that your family and kids are gonna end up being like, that was a little bit at least freeing that we can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because I haven't figured out this shitter situation, we're just not going. It's dumb as fuck. So less reliance on a fully thought out plan and more of just like, fuck it, let's just go with the flow. We did that shit in high school. All these stories we're talking about was so fun because we opened ourselves up to so many exploratory experiences because we didn't plan every fucking facet of what we had to do. Just go do something.
Yeah, you didn't learn to distrust yourself.
Or everything else around you.
Yeah.
Well, the camping trip's going to be shit because we didn't do this, this, and this. That's still going to be fun, dude. Just go fucking do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're trying to get way back more into that, Tiffany and I, with the Molly nights and the stuff like that. Has given that back of like the rigidity of just make sure everything's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're an adult. Make sure it's safe. Make sure everything's perfect. Fuck that, dude.
Well,
It's not
also,
fun.
you're an adult, so you can trust that when something goes sideways, like you can navigate that.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. You'll just take an alternate path.
Yeah.
It just won't unfold how you maybe would prefer for it to. But
Right. And that's the whole issue, is just letting go of the massive amount of control that you think you have over life.
Right.
That's what I'd do.
That's a good one. Yeah, if I could unlearn one thing, I think I would like to unlearn a lot of my ideas about music creation.
Like preconceived notions or things you've learned along the way that kind of ruin the process for you?
Yeah, things I learned along the way. I've just created a lot of rules for myself when it comes to writing a song. But I always have these vivid memories of just me in my bedroom.
Just doing whatever.
Just having a blast.
Yeah.
Playing for nobody.
I think it's kind of the same thing I'm talking about. It's like,
yeah,
eventually you come up with this repeatable, strict code of what
Yeah.
what success looks like or what's gonna make it
Or
good.
what's the right way to do something?
Yeah.
Which, for a lot of things, there is no right way. It's just a way that you've decided. But that doesn't mean it's the only way that it can be done.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, I think about that shit all the time when I used to be so scared to be authentic because if I was weird, people would look at me weird and think like this fucking dude's weird and not want to hang out with me and not be my friend or whatever my concerns were, you know? And then I look at people who have made it to the great heights, people that became iconic.
Mm-hmm.
They never did anything that everybody was doing.
Right, which
Or
is how they got there.
it wouldn't have stood out.
Right.
You have to be okay with the probability of something being looked at as weird and misunderstood. Who the fuck thinks Kanye is the most rational human being doing what everybody would be doing?
Right.
Zero fucking people on planet Earth think that.
Yeah.
He thinks he's God. So, there you go.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a lot of newfound respect for those people that just like, I don't give a fuck what anybody's thinking about, dude. I'm just doing that.
Yeah.
Good for you. I'm trying to do more of that.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's like you don't want to completely disregard the opinion of everybody around you. But narrowing it to just like the people whose opinions you respect or the people you respect in your life.
Or even that,
that's
dude, because
fine.
people are controlling.
And you can decide for yourself. Is that an opinion that matters to me that that I should like change something around about? Like if it's the judgment of a stranger, it's pretty easy to be like, oh well, they don't know me.
Yeah.
They have no relevance in my life, whatever. But if it's like your best friend telling you something, it's like maybe I should consider that. But even then, it's a consideration. You don't have to like
And if it's not
carve it into your
about,
soul, you know.
yeah. And if it's not about, if it's about any bit of your creative energy going into it,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say don't fucking listen to it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Who are they to know?
Yeah.
They have zero idea, like you have zero idea of where it's going and if it's going to work out.
Yeah, the creative thing, like I always try to remind myself, I'm bad at it, depending on what I'm doing. But like when it comes to creation, especially specifically like artistic creation, like there just are no rules. Like the rule is to express yourself, and however you go about doing that is fine. You know.
Yeah. I did early into anything, I think everybody, they watch what people are saying. And it's that same thing, like, oh shit, maybe I need to check and adjust. Maybe I need to, you know. So when we started posting like pictures of our solar builds and stuff like that in the beginning and people would ridicule them and say shit, it was immediately like your ego was struck, right?
Yeah.
So you had to deal with that. But rationally, you had to decide if they were true or not.
Right.
And from there, I developed this whole idea of, in electricity, if it works and you didn't diminish any availability of the components you installed, right? If I install something with too small of wire, so your 3,000 watt inverter can now only do 2,000 watts of power, that's wrong, inherently.
Yeah.
You took a piece of equipment and you degraded it because of what you chose to use on other aspects. To me, that falls into the category of that's not correct.
Right.
You're not utilizing things as they should be. So for electrical stuff, for me, it was components are working exactly as designed, and it's safe and will not ever catch fire or do something bad to the person using it.
Right.
If you hit those two things, it can't be wrong. But you'll see countless people jumping in. That's fucked up. That's not the way you do it. You should have done it like this. Why didn't you do it like this?
Right.
Well, if you're giving me an option, that means that that's not the only way to do it.
Yeah.
So as long as you hit the two, the system works good and all the components work as designed, and it's not unsafe to operate. It's protected. It has fuses. Everything's correct. Do it however you want. Some might look better than others.
Yeah.
You could talk shit of like, you really could have cleaned the wiring up by putting them all together and running it 90-degree angles where you oh, yeah, you're right. That'd look better. But it's not wrong.
Yeah, just to double down on that, like I'm thinking of it, in my own life metaphors of like cooking. And if you could go and have dinner at like a Michelin star restaurant and not like the food, but that doesn't mean that this person isn't like an extremely competent cook,
Yeah.
who prepared things with like insane precision,
Yeah.
because preference is also a thing. Like some
Yep.
people just don't like the thing. It doesn't mean that something was done wrong. It's just that wasn't their thing. It's
Yeah.
wrong to them.
Right. And
You don't even have
there's
to
7 billion of those. So
right. Yeah.
you're gonna get ones that just don't like the shit you're doing.
Yeah.
All well.
All right, cool. Good talk.
Right on.